What's up YouTube? This is Luke Wilson with Wilson Auto Detailing, and on today's video I'm going to share with you guys 3 essential steps that can help every beginner detailer grow their auto detailing business. Now let's get straight into this thing. Now the reason I'm making this video is because I had a subscriber write in and comment a question to me that was it's just such an amazing question that I had to make a video about it. And it's also a question that I can't answer over just a comment section on YouTube. It's way more complicated. So let me go ahead and read you guys this question because it's probably something that a lot of people are wondering, and it's definitely something that I wish I would have had an answer to when I first started. So the guy tells me that he's done a few details for money, but says, I haven't had a customer in weeks. Can you tell me how to get more customers? I live in a really nice neighborhood, and my prices are not as expensive as the other guy. Thank you so much. Now, let's go ahead and break this down. Now, the first point I want to make is that lower prices does not necessarily translate into more customers or more business. People who have a lot of money or a very healthy disposable income are much more likely to go where they feel like they're getting the most value. And so a lot of times I have customers who have a lot of money and they actually don't even ask me how much I charge because that's not what they're interested in. And so for you and me, probably in like the middle class world, we're more concerned about the prices and we want to get as much value, but we want to get also a good price. Well, if you were to graph it out, eventually, you get to a point where you make so much money that you no longer care about how much it costs. You're worried about what kind of service you're getting. And so I would say that lower prices does not translate into more business, especially when you're dealing with people with a very, very healthy disposable income. They want value. They're not concerned too much about how much you're charging. Now, is that true for everyone? Well, not at all. But in a lot of cases I've found that's definitely something that is absolutely true. Now let's get into the 3 points that I have to help beginner detailers who may not necessarily have a website or a huge internet presence gain business. Now, I get most of my business from the internet. It's very few times that somebody calls me and says, hey, I heard about you from so-and-so. Most of the time, they're either at my website, they're at my YouTube channel, they're at one of my social media pages, they're at one of my pages or websites on the internet. That's where most of my business comes from. And at the end of the day, we live in an internet world, right? And so eventually, if you want a successful business, in my opinion, you are going to need an internet presence because the whole world is right here, right? This is where the world sits all the time, all day long, or it's on their phone. And so people are seeing things through a screen, and you need to take advantage of that because that can be an incredible resource. But these 3 points are dedicated for people who don't have a website, who are just starting, and maybe don't have the funds to afford a website and things like that. So let's get into point number 1. Now, point number 1 is actually very, very simple and probably pretty obvious. You need business cards. If you don't have business cards, you are doing yourself a huge disfavor. Print off some business cards. You can go to Vistaprint and get just the standard, cheapest quality business card that's still great for maybe like $20 for like 500 of them. And so it's not something that anybody can't afford, okay? Invest in some business cards. Make sure you have your logo, something that people can recognize you by, and your contact information. On a business card, you don't necessarily need to include all the services that you offer. The business card is not necessarily an informative summary of all your services as much as it is just a contact point for people to contact you that maybe you've met before. Now, one place that you need to give out your business cards is to all your friends, because your friends are going to be the first people who are going to help you market. Now, once again, this is assuming that you don't have a website and you don't have an internet presence. Give business cards to your friends. Your friends are going to hear people say, hey, I need my car detailed, and they're going to pull out your card, give your card to that person and say, this is my friend, this is who he is, this is how he works. Definitely give him a call. Now, if you've taken any marketing classes or been involved in the marketing world whatsoever, you're gonna know that the strongest advertisement that exists pretty much is word of mouth. Not that word of mouth is the biggest advertising scheme that exists. The internet definitely is, but word of mouth is so powerful because you don't have to sell yourself to anyone. When someone else sells you to the customer, that customer's already sold on you, so when they call you, they already know that they want promote your business. You don't have to try to convince them of anything. Someone else has already sold you to them. Now, the second place where you need to put your business cards is local businesses and local banks. Places that have like a corkboard or a desk dedicated to other local businesses, kind of advertising stations where people put a stack of business cards at their bank, at their beauty salon, whatever, and people will inevitably at least sometime grab one of your business cards and probably give you a call. Now, the third place that you can put business cards is a little bit more risky because it's not necessarily legal all the time, but it just kind of depends on where you are. What I did is I carried around a stack of business cards in my pocket maybe like 4 years ago, and every parking lot that I would walk into, if I was going to Target or Kroger or Walmart, whatever, I would put my business card in the driver's side door of the nicest cars that I could find. So if I saw a BMW or a Tesla or a Rolls Royce, or if I saw a Porsche or whatever, I'm gonna put my business card in the driver's side door. Make sure you don't ever put your business card in the windshield on the front windshield under the wiper, because people get super PO'd about that, and that's gonna associate negative feelings with your business. So do not do that. But slipping a business card in the driver's side door is definitely a great way for somebody to grab it before they open the door, see who you are, and they may throw it away and crumple it up and throw it on their floorboard. That may happen. But you know what? At least it's a start, and you're stepping out, getting your logo under the eyes of people around you. Now, my second big strategy that totally does not use the internet whatsoever is the house-to-house strategy. Now, I know that a lot of people really aren't willing to do this, but I would say for the first 3 years that I owned my detailing business, I went house to house every summer and every winter, and I printed out, I would go to UPS, and I would have a flyer that was a very quick rundown of all the services that I had to offer, interior and exterior. It was kind of more of a summary, more of a crunched list so that it could fit in just a half of a page flyer. It had my logo, it had my name, and at the bottom it had my phone number, my email, and my name, so they knew how to contact me. And I would go by house to house, and sometimes I would knock on their door, let them answer, say, hey, my name's Luke Wilson, I own a detailing business called Wilson Auto Detailing, and I'm the detailer in the area doing this, this, and this. And a lot of times people are very nice. Now, sometimes people are very mean. And that's just the name of the game, okay? And you gotta deal with that. People can be frustrating sometimes. That just is what it is. But it shows that you actually care about your business enough to actually go build relationships with people on their doorstep. And that's very serious. Now, you don't necessarily have to knock on their door, right? You can just slip that piece of paper in their front door, and that would be fine. And you could hit a bunch of houses that way and just put them indoors. You need to be very careful not to put them in mailboxes, because that is a federal offense. And I learned that the hard way. Now, the big question that comes with this house-to-house strategy is, what about the neighborhoods that have a no soliciting sign before you get in? And that is something that I think, I'm almost certain every single neighborhood has a no soliciting sign. Now, I have probably knocked on thousands of doors in my detailing business years, and only one neighborhood out of the probably hundreds that I went to, one neighborhood has ever called me from their HOA office and said, hey, you can't do that in this neighborhood. I said, oh, sorry, I appreciate you calling me. And that was the end. There was no, fight, there was no punishment, there was nothing like that. And so I would say, if you see a no soliciting sign at the beginning of the neighborhood, just go ahead and go in there. And it's kind of one of those things that you do it now and you apologize later. It's not something that people are super concerned about. People don't get all frazzled when they see a detailing flyer in their door. They don't freak out. If they don't care, they just kind of throw it away. And if they do care, they might put it on their fridge and say, I need to remind myself to call this guy and see how much he charges. And that is a very, very effective way, probably the most effective way I found besides the internet to advertise my business, is going house to house with a rough list of what I do and my services that I include on a flyer and my contact information. Now, the downside to both these strategies, the house to house flyer strategy and the business card, is that your ROI, or your return on investment, meaning the amount of people that call you back, is going to be normally pretty low. In other words, for every 100 flyers or 100 business cards you hand out, if you get 5 people that call you back, that's a very good return on investment, at least in the world that I have experienced. Now, that might not be true for everyone, but actually, if you can look it up, the statistics on how many people actually call based on business cards or flyers being put somewhere on their possession, whether their house or their car, the statistics of how many people actually call is very low. But once again, if you're a beginner detailer, you don't have the funds to have an internet presence and afford a website, then this is how everybody starts that I found, and this is how I started, and I gained a very, very healthy clientele basis from doing this. But it is something that you're gonna have to work at, decide you're gonna work hard, and really just go at it, because it's something that you have to do a lot of in order to get enough customers where you can actually make an income to even, live off of. Now, the last strategy that I have is actually an internet-based strategy, but it's a free one. And there's this amazing thing that we have in the world we live in, and it's called social media, right? And social media is one of the most powerful advertising campaigns for any business I've ever seen, and including my own. Facebook pages for your business are completely free. You can sign up with Facebook with a personal account, and you can get a Facebook page that is solely dedicated to your business. So if you visited facebook.com/WilsonAutoDetailing, you would see my picture that looks just like this, and that is my profile picture on my Facebook page. But it's not my personal page, it's my page that's dedicated to my Wilson Auto Detailing business. And that Facebook page is managed by me, and it is completely free. And I, to this day, get a ton of calls and customers from my Facebook page. Now, the reason a Facebook page is so important is because not only does it actually put your business in the Google search engine, now that doesn't happen immediately. You have to do a lot of what's called search engine optimization, and I won't explain that right now, but you have to have a lot of activity on your Facebook page in order for your business to actually pop up in Google or on people's feed on Facebook. But a Facebook page that's dedicated for your auto detailing business is a great way to have people or customers that you have had, you give them a place to go after you've detailed their car to leave you a review. And reviews are so powerful, because when people are wanting an auto detailer to come to their house or to drop their car off at their shop to get their car detailed, what are they looking for? Well, what are people saying about Wilson Auto Detailing? I don't know if I want him to detail my car. What are other people's experience with him? Well, let me go check out his reviews. If you go to my Facebook page, you can check out the people who are reviewing my services on my Facebook page. And almost every time, without fail, after I get done detailing a customer's car, I will lead them to my Facebook page and ask them to leave me a review. And reviews are extremely powerful, not only because it helps other people make a decision on whether or not they want your business, but once again, reviews actually boost your activity on your Facebook page, which just means that your Facebook page will then become more relevant on the internet, meaning other people, as they're scrolling through Facebook, right? They're sitting here on their computer and they're just scrolling through, they'll see Wilson Auto Detailing pop up, because Facebook favors pages that have a lot of activity. So if other people are going to my page, writing me a review, clicking enter, and posting things on my page, then Facebook reads that as, well, maybe other people would like to see this page because there's some activity on it. So it begins to give you some relevance on the Facebook feed and in the Google search engine, and you begin to have more eyes and more of an audience seeing your business. Now, just a quick 2 other strategies with a Facebook page in particular that you want, not just reviews, but you also want to take initiative on yourself and put out good content. And that just means, as you're detailing a car, be taking pictures of before and after. Be taking pictures, cool angled pictures of the outside of the car. Take a quick video of a tip and trick video as you're using a toothbrush to clean the steering wheel, and show all the do-it-yourselfers how you do it. And post that kind of content to your Facebook page, because that's going to make your Facebook page, once again, more relevant. It's going to attract more eyes, and as that stuff comes full circle, Facebook reads all of that stuff as, okay, this page is very active. Not only is the manager of the page putting out content, but people are looking at the content, looking at the pictures, watching the videos that this manager is putting out on the page. Maybe more people would like this, and they begin to give you favor on the Facebook page, and more eyes begin to see your Facebook page. Now, other than just reviews and content, you want to get Facebook page likes. So not only are you going to ask all of your customers to leave you a review, but make sure you ask them to give you a thumbs up on your Facebook page. Like your Facebook page, because once again, that's another analytic that the Facebook website reads as a relevant page. A good page is how many likes does this page have. The more likes it has, the more relevant it becomes. And so make sure you're not just asking for reviews, but you're also putting out content and you're also getting likes. So guys, in conclusion for this video, the 3 main strategies that are free and can help anyone starting an auto detailing business is: number 1, make sure you have business cards and you're handing them out at any contact point you can, whether it be cars, houses, or people that you're meeting. Number 2, don't be afraid to print off a flyer with a rough summary of the services, interior and exterior, that you include in your details, and be handing them out, not only knocking on people's doors, but also just slipping them in the doors of the house. And yes, this can be a little intimidating because the no soliciting sign, but once again, it's one of those things that the government's not after you handing out your detailing flyers. They've got better things to do, okay? And cops have better things to do. So you might get a call from the homeowners association saying, hey, you can't do this, and you just apologize, say thank you for your time, hang up the phone, you're good. But I would say the third and most effective strategy, because the world is ultimately an internet world and we are being filtered through a screen, the Facebook page is an extremely important part of anyone beginning an auto detailing business. You not only want to get your customers to review your Facebook page, but you want to be putting out good content, that meaning pictures before and after, pictures of cars you're doing, posts and video, but also you want to get people to like your page. So you can ask your friends and family, you can ask people who live around you, and even as you're knocking on doors handing out those flyers, ask people to visit your Facebook page and give it a thumbs up. And ultimately, as you're growing from getting customers from the business cards and the house-to-house flyer strategy, that will ultimately translate into growing your Facebook page if you make sure to voice to your customers that you have a Facebook page and you'd like them to put some likes on it, put some reviews on it. That will make it more relevant and ultimately grow your internet presence. So guys, I hope this video helped you. I know that it was a kind of a long breakdown of some different strategies, but guys, if you decide to implement those strategies, I promise you it is a guarantee that you will at least begin to grow your detailing business. So yes, in the beginning it can be discouraging because you have such flighty business. You know, 1 week you have 2 cars, 1 week you have none, 1 week you have 5, and then for 3 weeks you don't have any calls. Don't let that discourage you, and decide, make it up in your head that you're gonna work hard and that you're really gonna grind and hustle, because that's what it takes to start a business, especially when it's first taking off. It takes some grind, some hustle, some power. So make sure you decide that in your head and don't get discouraged. But guys, if you implement these 3 strategies, it is pretty much a guarantee that you will at least begin to slowly but surely grow your business. And this stuff does not happen overnight, so make sure you're walking in some patience, because this stuff takes time, but ultimately it will pay off. And everybody, if you are new to the Wilson Auto Detailing YouTube channel, make sure you consider subscribing, because I come out with daily videos of tips and tricks, not only for the professional detailers, but also for the do-it-yourselfers, on not only products, tools, and strategies to use, but also business skills, communication skills, and so much more. So if you're new, consider subscribing. And guys, if this video added some value to your life and kind of helped you out, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me how it helped you out. And guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, then just hook those up in the comment section below this video, and I will definitely get back to you on those questions, comments, or anything, any advice that you guys have. And just understand that some of the best advice and video ideas come from you guys, the Wilson Auto Detailing community. So make sure to contact me down below this video in the comment section. And everyone, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, I will see you guys next time.